Hi everyone, welcome to this new Gamersyde Live. Tonight we're going to show you WRC 5 running on PC. The game has been released today, and as usual now, Driftwood will be here doing the playing and also most of the talking.
Playing is not going to be awesome, considering how difficult I realized it was to drive while not listening to the co-pilot. And before I start, I'll just show you the different options you have when you want to play the game. There's multiplayer. We haven't had time to really try it because it's been released today. And although we've had the game for, I would say, almost 2 weeks now, thanks to our good friends at DL Gamer, which is an official online retailer. They sell official Steam, well, not just Steam actually, Uplay and Origin keys, and they actually contacted us to tell us they had this review code, and if we wanted to play the game in advance, and we really appreciated the offer. Although yes, WRC 5 is not the most anticipated game this year, but still, it was really nice of them to do it. So
sure is.
So yeah, DL Gamer. If you don't know the website, check it out. I mean, they didn't ask you to say anything, but
no, they didn't. They are former co-workers of mine.
So there's people we know in real life. So
people we know in life, and sadly for us, they didn't give us any money.
No, they didn't. Well, yeah, why they didn't? So they just gave us the game, which is, I guess,
which is more than enough. To warrant at least a mention.
So the PC version, you have a few gameplay options here. As you can see, it's mainly it's mainly an arcade game. It's not a sim racer, and although it has some realism to the way the cars handle, it's nothing close to what Dirt Rally is, at least with the gamepad, and that's one of the problems, and a lot of people on Steam are complaining right now, is the number of wheels that the game supports is very, very low. It's only, I think, it's 2 wheels by a Logitech, which is just G27 and the latest one. There are a few Thrustmaster
G29.
wheels. Yes. And 2 Fnatic, and not ours, which is a bit old. So basically all the wheels that are supported are recent wheels, and a lot of people don't understand why some iconic wheels people have been using for a long time on PC are not supported by the game, which is a problem. From what Alan from Team VVV told me the other day, the feeling of the preview he had with the wheel was really different from the gamepad, make it more realistic in terms of the handling and everything. So sadly we can't confirm that, but we'll be sure to ask Alan when he's got time to play the version that he only got, I think, yesterday. So we were luckier than he was on this, thanks to DL Gamer. But so with a gamepad, it's arcade, and you have very few options to make it more realistic. Just braking help and stability help, car damage level, damage effects, if it, they affect the handling or not. Respawn also, although it's quite odd the way they did it with the respawn. Like, as you can see, I decided to have a very large off-road respawn, but sometimes it's just you get to respawn when you'll see. It probably will happen.
Hopefully we'll be able to show you. Because
and sometimes you get a penalty for
very jarring.
Yeah, for taking a shortcut, which I think, well, probably is fair. I'm not too familiar with the rules in WRC, but let's say, why not a penalty, 5-second penalty, because I used a shortcut that was not permitted. Why not? But the respawn, sometimes it doesn't make sense. Sometimes you get a penalty, sometimes it's a respawn, and it just breaks the illusion of being in a car, because suddenly you're back where you were a few microseconds before, and that's That's strange. I'm playing on automatic. It's hard enough to play while speaking. So if I use manual gear on a rally game, this is going to be awful. So I'll spare you this. So this display, not a lot to see. Well, you can actually, if you don't like the HUD, there everything you can put on set to off. And cameras, you have a kind of a field of view option for the external camera distance, and I would advise you to use the very close one if you want to have a little sense of speed in external view. And cockpit camera also, you can choose different options if you want. It doesn't change much, but it's still something you can do. DirectX 11, you can play in DirectX 9 and 11. I have to say I didn't really see much of a difference between the two, so well, I chose DirectX 11. And the graphics, sadly only FXAA for anti-aliasing, which is odd because the previous games where I think they had more anti-aliasing options. As for the rest, you'll see it's not it's not a game that looks really good, but it's not that bad either, contrary to what some people are saying on Steam. It looks way more detailed than WRC 4, and the stages and the environments, and there's more vegetation and trees, and so yeah, Blim can testify. He actually saw the game run on the Steam before, and yeah, sure, it's not mind-blowing, but that's okay.
Yeah, no, it's decent for sure.
And well, something we haven't said is that, contrary to the other WRC games over the past 4 years or so, Milestone is not in command, is not in charge. It's a new French developer, a very small team, from what I think I know, and I'm guessing with not a very big budget, and they had to start from scratch. So which means the physics engine and everything, the graphics engine, I guess, also everything they had to redo, and well, they did pretty well, even though the game has quite a good number of shortcomings too, and as we'll see in a few minutes. So the career, actually I can show you the career where I am if you continue. So you see I'm in the middle of the career. You start with the JWRC, which is a very slow paced kind of car. It's not very powerful. Then you have a first season, and if you do well, you jump to WRC2 and so on. And every time you start a new season, you're given the choice between a few teams, and each team has a different they have different goals. Like a team will say, okay, we want you to keep the car safe. Another will ask you to drive as fast as you can, and the co-pilots also have different levels, and the more you win, and the more confident everyone will get. So it's nothing really new, and it works. There's this championship, which after 4 to 6, I have to say I enjoy, because I can be bad and continue the championship. I'm not stuck at one race if I don't want to keep just trying over and over again. And every now and then, depending on the rally you're in, you're back at your garage, and you can fix the car. And sometimes you'll have to fix the car. See, and we actually have a problem, and it hadn't stopped. Even we actually launched the game again a few minutes ago, and the co-pilot has gone completely mute, and that's something that in the 2 weeks I've been playing the game, and the beta version of the game, I've never had. I've had moments when the co-pilot would just shut up, and I wouldn't have no signs on the screen, no indications, and I figured it was because the electronic of the car had crashed, and I said, okay, so the co-pilot cannot scream. And they went as far as to, okay, if the electronic of the car isn't functional, then you can't hear the co-pilot anymore. But now, from what I can understand, it was probably a bug, except here it's less of a bug in that at least I get the indications and I can see what's going to happen next. But that's one of the problems the game has. It's clearly not in the state it should be for release. There's the problem of the bugs I just mentioned. Well, that's one bug. There are a few more.
The crashes too.
Crashes. We had one crash. I had no crashes before today in 2 weeks, but I had one for the French live stream, which was nice. And also I don't know if it's going to happen again, because there were a few minor updates today and yesterday. But there was a time when I had lost the sound of the engine, but just restarting the race would make it, come back. So that wasn't a big deal. But it kind of gives you the feeling that the game should not have been released so early, and maybe the guys would have made a good use of a few more days or weeks of polish before releasing it. Now, on the bright side, what I do find well done, as far as I'm concerned, and talking about again a very arcade kind of handling, it's quite well done. The playing with the gamepad and using the handbrake and the different type of surfaces you can drive on, whether it's gravel or tarmac or mud, you can really tell the difference, and it's really well done. Even when it's wet, it's it's more slippery. It's and the stages are pretty well done too. The roads are they're not as wide as maybe in the past versions of the game, where sometimes you felt like you were on a highway more than on a small dirt road. And it's not as narrow as Dirt Rally, but it's good enough. And there are, like here for example, when you're not paying attention, you can lose time. And the physics engine is quite well done. Not everything is perfect by any means, but it's quite an enjoyable experience overall. And I haven't been forcing myself to play for the past maybe not 2 weeks, but a week and a half. I've been coming back to the game because I wanted to discover the new countries and the new tracks, and so I'll show you. What can I do? Oh no. So replay, I won't be able to show you. So you can see here it's day one, second stage, and then after the third one I can actually fix the car, and then you can also here there's no option. So here you won't be able to tune the car, but you will be when you're back to the garage. I'm not sure how you call that. It's not that the garage is another word they use.
So I have a very important thing to say to you.
Yeah.
You were wrong.
I was wrong. I am always wrong.
Yes, you were. You told me that Kiloton, the developers, were based in Lyon, and I was thinking something's wrong with this, and they are in Paris.
So why did I read that they were from Lyon? I originally thought they were from Paris, and then I think I read that they were from Lyon, and I said okay, my bad. And then okay, so I was okay once, but I was wrong tonight. So I'm sorry, Kiloton, if you're listening to us, if you're watching this one day.
I didn't mean to. We have to redo the French live.
I think we should. So we probably should do it now. So we'll be back in about an hour in English. Please be understanding.
Yeah.
So really, so they're from Paris.
Yeah.
Oh, and they never invited us to actually play the game. No. Okay, so collision. Okay, that's one of the problems I have with the physics engine. Is just the collisions. You can see, I stopped the car instantly. So what I can do now is I can restart, but I only have one restart, as you can see. Okay, so restarts, you're not going to be able to try again as many times as you want. And snapshots, it's basically rewind, which is not actually rewind, as Blim will explain. so I can concentrate on my driving for just a few seconds.
So yeah, I was reading something.
I was talking about the rewind option they have, which is called
Yeah,
snap.
basically, it's calling this a rewind is a bit of.
It's not rewind actually; it's called snapshot.
Okay. That's made it. Well, it just puts you back at the last checkpoint.
But you have to. You're not
but
moving.
You're stopped.
Yeah.
So it's not like if you were like 100 km per hour at when you pass the checkpoint. Now you're basically you're stopped completely, and so you are whatever happens, you're going to lose quite a few seconds if you use the option. So I'm not sure what the point is. Well, maybe for training, but why restrict it to one of these if it's for training? Because otherwise you basically lost so much time that it's not worth it. Well, maybe if you completely your car is dead completely because you crashed, then maybe it's worth it because you don't have to give up the stage. Maybe
yeah. I don't know, but I've not used it. I just tried it because I wanted to see how it was handled. But when I really play the game, I don't want to rewind. I didn't do it in Forza. I'm not going to do it in a rally game. And the stages, although interesting to drive, and like I said, it can be a bit tricky. It's even without the co-pilot, using the indications on screen, or even just being very concentrated on the road, it's possible to drive correctly and to do a pretty good job, even if, of course, if you're playing on hard like I am now, you may not finish first if you're too safe, if you're driving safely and braking too hard. But it's, although you cannot brake at the very last second, it's not as demanding as it is with Dirt Rally, and you're not going to be able to block the wheels, for example. I've never been able to do that, whereas in Dirt Rally, the first corner I missed it because I had to brake too hard, and it didn't work. So it's really arcade, but there's some realism to the driving.
Yeah, it makes sense.
It makes sense, yeah, and it's pretty fun to play, really, with a handbrake. And I just, I'm just so disappointed that I can't I can't try the game with a wheel to know if it's even more fun, or if it, after all, it's better played with a gamepad. And sadly, unless they update, and maybe they will, if people keep complaining. But as far as my wheel is concerned, I'm not too sure a lot of people who own a Fanatic 911 Turbo S are going to say much about this in Steam. So. And you can see the tires actually they are affected by the way you drive too, and the damage model is quite effective. It's quite good. You can break a good number of things, and you can ruin the car, having to give up because there's it's no use keep on driving when the car doesn't move anymore, or at least doesn't almost.
Not really.
Yeah. So I'll just try to finish the third stage so you can see. Oh, I'm first.
Yeah.
Hard. Actually,
1.5 seconds.
Game could be more challenging. I think if you're interested, just go for expert right from the start, unless you want to learn the stages before, and then it's okay. You can just enjoy the driving and without having to worry about your at the end of the race, and knowing that you will be first if you like it. So you can see that it's not all that good, because I probably don't remember what I did in the first one, but probably wasn't very good. So third one, and then we'll be back to the paddock, or call it whatever you want, and I'll show you a few things, and then we'll be back to the main menu, and I'll show you different countries, because I think that's something they also managed to do, is convey a proper and a different atmosphere for each country. I haven't been to each one of them, well, actually, I can talk about something that I think is also a bit of a shame here, but just in a few seconds. So yeah, the different countries, it's how you imagine them, and contrary to the first WRC where you had, well, actually I had the feeling that I was driving in the same place all the time, and it looked really sad as a game. And here you're in Argentina. It doesn't look like Mexico, and it clearly doesn't look like Monte Carlo, for example. And something that I find a bit strange, but maybe that's too because when you have a career mode and you want people to start with JWRC and then WRC2 and then WRC, you try to keep some surprises for what's to come. And the thing is, this stage I'm driving now is the very same one as the first one. So sometimes in the first rallies of the career, you'll get to run on the same stage twice with different weather conditions, or it's simply at a different time of day. And yeah, it changes the way you actually play the stage, because you don't see as well, or it's more slippery, for example. But there are 6 different stages per country, so it shouldn't be like that. So my guess is that they wanted people to see new things when reaching the WRC level, and so they didn't want to give away everything in the first 2 years of the season, especially if people are not good enough maybe to level up. By leveling up, I simply mean to have an offer from a better team. And ouch.
Wow.
Well, okay, I thought the car was okay, but not so much now.
Why, it's just the tires.
Yeah, they're just the tires, I guess.
Who cares
really
about
depends.
the tires?
Well, actually, it can make it a bit harder to...
It's just the things that put the car on the track. That's,
yeah, well...
nothing.
No. So car sounds, not the best probably, but I've heard a lot worse, especially in rally games. So there could be more variety, maybe variety in the sounds, but overall, I think it's decent too. It's nothing incredible, but I didn't mind. And I remember playing car racing games, or even with bikes, where every single second I would say, "Oh my God, it sounds awful."
I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't know what I'm talking about either.
Yeah, you never do.
So one other problem. It seems to, for everything that the game does well, there's something to remind you that no, it's not doing it that well, and that's the complete lack of vibrations, of feedback in the controller. They are supported in the option menu. You'll see vibrations. You can set them to the maximum. You'll actually, when you move the cursor, you'll feel them. Not very strong, but you'll feel them. But in game, unless you really go off-road, off-track, I mean, not off-road, you won't feel a thing. And even when you're off-track, the thing is, if you're not paying attention, you won't realize there are vibrations. And that's a problem, because everything they've done with the physics engine and the different when you go from gravel to tarmac and everything is great. The roads are not just flat. You can see that they actually look like real dirt roads. Okay, and even tarmac, it's not just flat. It's interesting to drive on, and you can see the car reacting to it. It's well done, but there's no feedback in the controller, and that is just impossible. I mean, half the fun is taken away from you.
Such a shame, really.
And they really need to add it very soon, but just not just vibration on and off. It needs to tell you when you're losing control, what you can do, because not only does it help you drive, but it gives way more sensations when you drive. And I've been complaining about the lack of vibrations in many games. Even in the crew, I said to Fergus at the time, when off-road, it's too light. There were some, but it's too light. And I understand that some people don't like that. but I think that is important. But for a rally game, there's no excuse. And I know the first WRC had that problem, and now it's even worse. And I really hope they're going to change it, because I like I said, I play more than 15 hours. I've been playing, and I've enjoyed it for the most part. And I've never been frustrated, but I've always been, thinking, why aren't there no vibrations? I would have so much more fun if there were. The repair system in the motorhome, as you'll see, actually the tires don't look too good. So for everything you do, it takes a bit of time. So of course, tires not too long, brakes a bit more, gearbox potentially it takes a long time if you break it. Suspension. So you can see I can fix everything, because, well, I was careful with my car. I didn't drive carelessly, so that's okay. If you go over the 45 minutes you have, then you get a penalty, time penalty for the actual championship. So it's pretty interesting. You can set it to automatic if you want, or do it manually like I did, which is what I do usually, and then you're good to go. Next day, 3 stages, which means I'll have to wait until the end of the third one to be back to the motorhome to fix the car if necessary. And then there's a last day with the power stage. That's more or less what it's called, a PW. I can't remember what the W stands for. Well, I really need to get some sleep. Anyway,
yeah, we sure do.
Yeah, you can see the different stages, and you can see what they're made of, mud and tarmac, and you can anticipate what's to come. Not the weather. The weather you only see when you start the stage. And if you want, you can tune the car. So there's basic tuning, tarmac or gravel, but you can go to the advanced setup and choose whatever you want for the tires, the front suspension, the rear suspension, the transmission, and the brakes. So I have to say, I didn't really have time to have fun with it, because I knew nothing about tuning cars. So
yeah, it's not really a matter of time. It's just that you have no idea what you're doing.
Yeah, but I was going for an excuse, and then I realized that
it doesn't work.
Yeah, saying the truth was probably better, so I had a mix of both, and that's why it didn't sound too good. And you can save and load your setups, which is nice. And you have the rankings, which is just normal, I guess. The team, like I was saying, so the mentality of the co-driver is balance. I think it is. The team morale is excellent, and the strategy of the team is safety. So I have to keep the car safe, which I'm doing a pretty good job so far, because, well, as you can see, I don't have too many damages when I go back to the motorhome. And of course, you can leave the rally if you want. It'll be saved. You can even go to the first race, and for example, I'll show you here. So yeah, we're still in Germany. This is a pretty wet country. I only see Germany in August when we go to Cologne. Oh, no rain. So, and here you can see if weather is good or not. But there's no. You don't have to change tire, if it's wet or not. So there's no real importance to know if it's going to rain or not. But you can go back to the main menu now, and when you play the career again, you'll be back to your motorhome, and you can launch the next stage. So solo, you can also play a quick rally, which is just normal, I guess. Also, there's a rally school, which just teaches you to drive in the different on gravel and mud, and you'll see the same place with different surfaces, and see how the car reacts. So you have to complete them all. You need to respect a certain time, of course, but also there's a driving line, much like in Forza and all the other games, except you need to by the time you end the lesson, you need to have at least 50% of driving line. So you need to be very careful, and that's not very easy when you have to drift. Actually, I realize that. So it's doable. It's not the most fun. It doesn't look very nice. So the rest of the game looks way better than the rally school. But if you want to practice, to learn a bit, well, it's there. Quick stage, and I can show you that it's one of the game's strength. Many countries: Monte Carlo, Sweden and Mexico, Argentina, Portugal, Italy and Poland and Finland and Germany and Australia, France, Spain and Wales. And for each of them you have 6 stages of different, length. Basically, that's one of the I was disappointed to see that some were very short. By short, I mean sometimes less than 2 minutes driving. But some are longer and way more interesting also. And sometimes the short ones are good too. It's just that they're short. And it's a bit of a shame. You can choose the time of day: dawn, noon, and night. It's been like that since WRC 4, and they kept it. And the weather, sunny, cloudy, and either snow or rain. And sometimes it's not night. There are actually 3 countries where you can drive at night: Sweden, Monte Carlo, and Monte Carlo, and
Corsica.
Yeah, and Corsica, and the rest it will be, for example, like so where haven't we been? So here it will be dusk. Okay, which is either end of the afternoon, really, in terms of lightning, or a bit darker. And just same for dawn, it's not really dark. Sometimes it's a bit darker, but usually it's early morning, let's say. So let's go on a OCC. That's actually 11 kilometers. That's the longest I think I've seen.
Indeed.
So I said 9 to 10. It was a bit more. And depending on the category of car you choose, it'll take more or less time. WRC, you go fast. Usually it's around 6 minutes, I would say, a bit more. WRC2, it takes a bit more time because you're slower. And JWRC, it's like driving your grandma's car, so not the most exciting way to start. But yes, I guess to start it's okay. Then not too sure you'll be back to JWRC. It's just the one car anyway. But 2 very nice ladies driving. So WRC2, a few cars to choose from: Fiesta, Fabia R5, 208. Not too sure I would say that in English. I've never talked about French cars in English. The DS3 that Blim loves.
Sure do.
Evo X. We tried to drive it before on the French live stream, and the game crashed, so I'm not too sure I want to try again. Though I'm sure it had nothing to do with the car. Subaru, which is awfully slow. They're all quite slow compared to WRC, but I was disappointed in the Subaru and the Mini. And for WRC, you have Polo, DS3, WRC this time, Fiesta RS. And this is I don't even know what that.
Hyundai.
Yeah, could be. Not as many cars as I think there would be, but it's probably like that in the real WRC championship. So I'm not complaining. I'm just checking if. Yeah, it's this Hyundai. You're right. I didn't see the logo. So what I'll do is, I'll try maybe WRC2. Shall we try the Mitsubishi again? See if the game crashes again.
Sure.
Yeah, let's do that. So where Argentina. It's gonna be a very slow. I'm not too sure I'm going to go until the end of the race, but why not? And so you see that driving on the, is it gravel or sand? It's sand and gravel actually, and it feels a lot different and it looks a lot different. So I'll show you the different views, if whether you like it or not, by the way. And I'll just wait until. See that mute copilot is a very weird thing.
Yeah, it seems permanent now.
Yeah, it seems permanent. It seems that they broke the game with the last 3 megas update. There was just a very, very short update before we started the live streaming the game, and Maybe some people found him or her annoying, and they
simply removed it. Yeah, sure.
That's it. So a good sense of speed when you're driving in this view, which makes sense because it's close to the ground. Also makes it a bit more difficult to see the track and the road. So I like it because of the speed, but you need to know where you're going, or to listen to the co-pilot when he's not on strike. That's the cockpit view. Doesn't look really impressive in terms of the details in the car, but it's functional. The sound is different.
Very different.
Yeah, and it's playable. It's perfectly enjoyable. It's nice lighting effects. Also got rays. What were you saying about the technical aspect of the game? Stuck between two.
Yeah, well, it's clearly very much stuck between two generations. It looks nicer than Xbox 360 or PlayStation 3 game, even appraised, but it's certainly not as good as what you'd expect from an actual current generation title. So yeah, it's a bit in between. It's certainly not an ugly game by any stretch of the imagination, but it's not. It could do better, and especially you'd expect, for example, in the rain, there is the reflection of the trees in the puddles isn't real. It's just a texture, and that's the type of stuff you'd expect to be working.
Of course. And talking about next generation, this generation, Dafton, our good Dafton, who's always ready to capture some footage for you. Well, I wouldn't say suffer for this game because I haven't been suffering, but yeah, for other games, and we actually got another list of ID at Xbox titles that I had never heard of. But along with another nice game that he wanted to play, the Transformers.
We got it?
Yeah, we got it with the Xbox Network because Activision never answered my email. So sadly, we had to resort to our good friend Zach, who's been won't be working with us soon because he's see the respawn. He's back. It's back. That is so stupid. Just okay. Anyway, so who's starting a new career actually, and you don't know him and you won't know him. It doesn't matter. But we enjoyed working with him.
Yeah, that's a good guy.
Yeah. And we used to call him Zack Attack because we're old and we used to watch Saved by the Bell.
Yeah, very old. Yeah, now you're as old as me.
Yeah, but, well, you're still a bit ahead.
Yeah, well, the age is the same.
Yeah, but not exactly.
The decimals, it's just the difference now.
Decimals are important.
If you say so.
I do say so. So I'll try to switch view back to external view, which is a bit slow, but I have to say I enjoy because of the way the car drifts. So it's more enjoyable when you are on the dirt because you can play with the trajectory, and it's it's pretty well done, like I said. But it's a bit too slow, and not too sure. No, okay, that's the only view I wasn't sure. Oh. So oh no, there actually are two different views. There's a closer one, but it's a bit faster with the WRC car. But yeah, it's a bit surprising that there is that much of a difference between the internal view and the external view. It usually is the case, but I don't think it's that important usually. So you can see the damage system is okay. It's not.
Yes, it seems like your car is not working as it should right now.
No, it's not. It's not as fast as it should be.
It's nice, and once again, your copilot is trying to escape from the back of the car.
Oh, yeah,
your dead copilot, yeah.
You can see he's moving his sheet. Yeah, the dead copilot. That's maybe it's a zombie, so that's why it's not talking anymore.
Yeah, with the zombie series. I already forgot the. Oh my god, which just restarted. How was it called?
The Walking Dead?
Walking Dead. Yeah.
Oh, Fear of the Walking Dead, the new one.
Yeah.
Well, you know, zombies are trendy these days, so it could be a zombie copilot trying to eat you.
It would be funny.
And you'd have to drift to, you know, get rid of him, or
Yeah, he's trying to eat your brains, and you have to drift to with the G-forces. Yeah, it goes away.
just something for
Yeah,
WRC
it's
6.
a concept, I guess.
It could be.
Not sure it's going to sell, but
I would definitely buy this game.
it could be a nice indie game on Xbox One for Dafton.
I'd be willing to play it. Okay. No. Okay. So back to with the respawn. Well, that was a bit. Yeah, that was my fault. But sometimes
Yeah,
you get.
this one was okay.
Yeah, but I'd rather have a penalty really, and say okay, I have to start again. I have to restart the race because I'm gonna lose 5 seconds, and there's no way I can be first now. And as you can see, even though it's arcade, you can lose control even when not driving too fast. And
Was it because you're really bad, or because the car is damaged?
I think it's more because I didn't do what was best. So look, for example, here, what I did is I accelerated just a few microseconds after I was losing control and the car was starting to drift, and doing that without counter steering first, that was a terrible idea. So there's a, you know, it makes sense. I've never really felt that. Well, that's lame.
That was stupid. There's a rock in the.
There's a rock, yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty brainless.
The thing is, it's probably because they don't want people to be frustrated, and so this is.
So they frustrate us in another way.
Yeah, because then you still have a chance to finish the race and to win. Because if you hit the rock, then maybe yeah, it's but I'd rather, you know. Again,
yeah, but there's a rock. It's not like it's not like you can use this part of the road to.
Yeah, I know.
Cut the corner, so
I hear you.
It's really stupid. I understand that they punish you if you cut the corner, but in that case, it's your problem. Just if you take the corner badly and you hit the rock.
I really think the respawn is to help, no matter what. Even when I'm trying to cut the corner, it's a respawn because it wants to help me for whatever reason. And because when you cut a corner, sometimes you get a penalty. And that's not to help you, that's to punish you. So that's what I don't understand. The respawn is annoying me because I would like to be able to, you know, this is the opposite of immersive. Okay,
one last race.
One last race, so...
Maybe night? You didn't show... Oh no, you showed night in the beginning.
So let's go to Portugal and find...
Snow, I want snow.
Oh, you want snow, sorry. Oh no,
you didn't do snow in the French stream, so I think we can.
There's a reason.
And there's not enough failing in your playing right now.
Oh no, I didn't do snow. I was sure. Oh no, not snow.
And I want to noon, but snow. Well, yeah,
okay,
like
snow.
this.
Okay, there you go. Let's choose WRC. Not sure which car I didn't show.
Yeah,
I don't like
with this one.
I don't like it.
You don't even know what it is.
No, I don't like it. I don't like how. I don't like it. I don't know why. Okay, so I'll ruin this car. Sweden can be really hard. The direct video I posted took me, I don't know how many tries, but well, I didn't, you know, lose my nerves, but that was close. But mainly always because of my own mistakes. So it's not even snow, actually. It's I chose the only track where there's dirt. Well,
that
I guess
sucks.
No, I guess there will be snow along the way, and it's pretty wide. I'm lucky. Usually it's real narrow. Oh, You don't want to drive.
Wow.
No. Okay, you don't want to drive in the snow. When you go off track in the other countries when it's not snow, it's never you don't slow down this way. I think they were trying to simulate the how deep the snow can be on the side, probably.
Could be, yeah.
Okay, so without a co-pilot speaking, oh, see,
Wow.
yeah, that's a bit strange. And
Yeah,
usually,
it's
the
terrible, I would say.
I had never done this one before in the career when I played. It was basically big piles of snow on each side, and you would slow down, but because you would start, the car would
Yeah,
be.
but, yeah, it's like 1 centimeter of snow on the track side, and it just stops you dead.
It's a bit strange. Oh, something that is a bit of a shame also for a rally game is you cannot roll over. There's no, the car can be on 2 wheels and almost roll over, but it will never roll over. Which I was a bit disappointed, even though it didn't happen a lot because I'm such a good driver.
Yeah, you rule.
I make the rules as I drive. So
It's simpler this way.
is it going to change? I have no idea. Maybe I should go back to the main menu and show you real snow, because this is not snow. So this is not.
Yeah, sure. Please do.
Oh, doesn't. It's not slippery at all. So which is fine by me, by the way, because I.
Not for me.
Okay.
And
So
it looks like it's not so. Yeah. Yeah, this looks like snow for sure.
is it still snowing? Yes. Okay, I don't like the car, so I'll try to change it. Now you've seen it. Go back to my Polo. I like the Polo. Oh, look at that. Look at this. Just really nice view. Nice sun that I won't see because you chose to force me to drive in the
Punish you.
snow. Yeah. But overall, there's a lot more details in the environments than there was in WRC 4. I've seen people on Steam saying that the game looks worse than ouch. The game, the game looks worse than WRC 4. That's not true. WRC 4 was a lot more simplistic in terms of visuals. It looks more dated. I'm not saying this is top. These are top visuals, but there's more details. There's more. Maybe that's why I was saying in the beginning in English. I don't remember, but more vegetation, more trees, and more. Basically more things to enjoy, even though you don't really have time to enjoy the views. But sometimes in the when you see in the distance, I'm not too sure what it's called. It's not just aliasing. It's the impression that everything's blurry and appearing little by little. There's pop in and pop up issues, but it's not what it is. It's something
the shadows
strange.
Also.
Yeah.
It's appear very close to the car. It's a bit jarring.
Ouch. And you can see the roads are really bumpy, and I really like that, and which makes the absence of vibrations even more frustrating, because we should, I should be feeling every bumps, and they did that so well. That's yeah.
Now we've got a question to finish with. You think it deserves to pay 70 euros for the game on console, or if it's better to wait a bit?
No, I think it's better to wait a bit for even for one reason. Like I said, the game is not polished yet. It's not as polished as it should be. From what I understood, and maybe I'm wrong, but I think I read that the console versions, or at least the PS4 version, will only come out next week, and only the PC version is available now. I don't know if that's true, but I'm not sure.
What about the Xbox One version? Because
we have a code, and but I don't know if the code is just an early code for us for the press or not. I have no idea, because Like I said, I think I've read somewhere that the console versions are coming out next week, not this week. But even in 1 week, and if the developers, really work well, I'm not sure they can fix all this, even the minor issues. Probably they can, but and I think €70 is still a pretty big price for a game today. And this is not a bad game by any means, but there's not enough polish to spend that much. I'm sorry to say. I've enjoyed my time on the game. I like the arcade feeling that is somehow very 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 nice score, realistic. But yeah, I would not recommend buying it at this price. Also, something I haven't been able to do is I haven't been able to try the console versions. On PC, it's pretty smooth at 60, even though sometimes it doesn't look smooth. Whatever merely fraps say. But on console, the frame rate isn't locked at 30, so it's it's a bit of 60, and then there are slowdowns maybe. And I don't know if it's actually annoying to the point where people aren't going to want to play the game.
We've got someone asking if you think they can fix the vibration issues 1 week before release. Well, first thing is that we don't know if it's something they want to fix. And also we don't know if it's different on consoles or it's just
the same.
a PC issue.
It's the same.
All right.
Dafton said that it did not even feel any vibrations when going off track, which I do feel, but maybe like me, he didn't pay attention that much. So I don't know about that. I sure hope that they are going to listen to people, and there's no way those who buy the game, there's no way they'll be okay with it. So they'll say something. So I say on console there's no rally game, but there are many other games you can play until everything gets fixed. And on PC it really depends. If you really want something that is realistic and challenging, go for Dirt Rally, because this is not easy. I mean, WRC 5 is not easy, as you can see. You can drive pretty bad, and maybe it's not just because of the live stream, but it's more affordable in a way. Well, not in terms of money, but it's a game you can play even if you're not a sim racer, and this is probably the audience they're aiming for. And it's fine, but the few polish issues there are, the missing co-pilot suddenly. We haven't heard him for almost 2 hours. We heard him in the beginning, and then it disappeared. The vibrations, which may not be a bug, but that's not a good choice. That's for sure. Sometimes, a few things, like I said, the respawn system is very odd. The penalty system also, because sometimes you feel you do the same, and sometimes you're penalized, and sometimes you just get a respawn, which is not immersive to me. And the smoothness also, like I said, don't know if on console they can make it better, but to me it's really important in a racing game that the frame rate doesn't fluctuate. If it does,
it's essential. So either lock it at 30 or at 60, but anything in between is unacceptable in any type of game. But in racing, it's even worse.
So my only advice to you is wait for reviews to see, reviews of the console version to see what people think about it. Even wait for feedback from people. Just forums will be full of people complaining, I guess, for some reason. Maybe some of them will be happy. And try to make your own mind. The PC version I've had fun with, but I can't say there are no issues. There are. We've seen them tonight. I've tried to explain, but the game is not crap like some people will say also on forums. It's the physics engine, I think, is very promising. The way the different types of surfaces work and feel. It's great. The roads are not just flat roads. It actually feels like you're on dirt tracks, or even tarmac can be bumpy. It's really well done. But and the environments are varied, and they're true to their models, I guess. You know, when you're in Australia, you think, okay, yeah, that looks like the Australia I think. Maybe it's not exactly like the real thing, but it's good enough. When driving on dirt, you can see it's not smoke. I'm just losing my English. It's dust behind the car. It's pretty. There's a lot of dust behind the car, which I haven't always
dust
seen.
cloud, I guess.
Yeah, the dust cloud, and even in Dirt Rally, don't think they have that much dust cloud as in WRC. And sometimes you can, when there's a hairspin and you see the dust cloud from where you were before, and it's always very nice, even if it's just for a few seconds, you see that. And the damage model works. The collisions not that great because they stop the car immediately, and yeah, it feels off. Jumping also not so good because, well, when driving that's okay, but the lack of sound and vibration when you land doesn't give as many sensations as you'd hope. And when in replay mode, you can see the car is not. I think it was better done in WRC 4 in that respect. But other than that, I think it's oddly more polished. Despite everything I've said, than WRC 4, and it's a nice promise for the future.
Yeah.
The question is,
can't wait for WRC 4, RC 6. Sorry.
But I think a demo would probably be the best move now to convince people. They've always released demos, I think, or at least on consoles. They had demos of even in PlayStation Vita, they had a demo of one of the WRC games before, and I think that it's a double-edged sword, because people can realize, yeah, okay, there's something for me in that game, but also say, oh no, it doesn't look good enough, or it doesn't run smoothly enough, or it doesn't play as I would like it to play. So yeah, I know I'm not helpful here, but trying my best to give you the best advice. I really want to like. I do like the game, but I probably would not have spent 70 euros, considering that it's not Forza, right? It's the budget is way smaller, so I'm saying the price should be also a bit smaller. To me, at least, it feels this way. But yeah, if you have a chance to try it, just do. Like I said, the driving is quite good, and that's that's one thing you have to nail when you make a rally game. So let's hope they fix what needs to be fixing, and that the next one will be more polished on for release.
Yeah, hopefully. So
I think I'm done.
We don't know yet if we will have a live next week. It will depend on what we will be able to show, but for certain there will be a lot of lives in the coming weeks and months with many big releases. Or maybe we could do a live of Tony Hawk Pro Skater 5.
They didn't send us the game, strangely.
For some reason.
And Zach, our good friend Zach from the Xbox Network, didn't even send it either. I was hoping, in a way, that I could give Dafton a very nice gift as a housewarming gift for December when he moves in his new house. And sadly, Castle. Sorry. Yeah, right. Sadly, no, we don't have Tony Hawk, and there's no way I'm paying for this game. And so no, I don't know what game we can play next week. We might have a game that is highly anticipated and have the right to show it, or we might not. And if we have nothing interesting to show you, we'll just leave you alone. If we have something we want to show you, well, then we'll be there. We'll let you know. Oh,
We will. Anyway, I guess maybe next week, otherwise the week afterwards.
well, very soon is what we can say.
For sure. Alright, see you guys.
And thanks for watching.
Bye bye.